Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today's PMI, which means a major news day, just today. Usually, when you see a big pump or a big move in a single direction, there is a compression, usually. Now, we've been looking at some summer markets where you see a big pump and then it's a quick dump, or vice versa. It will be a quick dump and then a quick reversal. That's not what we saw yesterday. Perhaps we are sitting at all-time highs. Maybe we're sitting um, in a winter market. Look at the size of the overnight range from yesterday to today. From yesterday, the overnight, and counting for Sundays as well, was about 220 points. And market then rallied roughly 250 points or 250, exactly 250 points to be honest. That's pretty eerie. And from the overnight highs, once we broke out, we moved about 120 points. So it was a pretty good day for me yesterday. And after that, if we look at yesterday's overnight range, that's just about 45 points. So what does it tell me? It tells me that today's market is going to be perhaps very choppy if we don't see a clear trend day. If we start selling off, then might come and revisit 24920, 940, see if we can reclaim it and then move higher, or we're just gonna dump down to the overnight range from yesterday, which is 24882. We don't know yet because we've been seeing a lot of compression. Maybe it's the winter market, like I talked about it, because usually that's what a slow and consistent trendy market looks like. Get a nice pullback, a little bit of that consolidation. Um, for anybody who doesn't know, I like my wedges, so you can see a clear wedge forming right there, and there's a lot of confluence going on. That there's an area of support, previous support. We can draw it out, and we're kind of pressing, compressing right in that little in between those area of support. So you could go for these range bound trades, and they're pretty valid. Even if I were to go, these are like 30, 15 point trades, pretty decent. And they kept compressing. Once we broke out of the range, came back, we pulled back, little pull back here, right at that wedge line, and then we never saw light of day. Kept pushing higher. Market open. We made this overnight opening range. Once we broke out of the opening range, so a huge move up, and then it just never came down. For anybody who was short or was trying to go for a strong short position, they got peached. They got squeezed out completely. I wasn't there for the entirety of the move, but I'm sure that if anybody who even caught that move, that's about 80 points. That's a pretty significant jump. And that came later in the day, post or during lunch session, New York lunch session. So it's all those kind of things that we have to factor in for today, seeing that we might have a compression or a low volume day unless we get a clear direction, upside or downside. I am going to size down to micros. About 3 to 4 micros seems very reasonable. Even I might just go 5 micros and we go from there. It's not that I don't want to give any profits from yesterday, but probability wise, I'm not seeing much action play out, and even the pre-market has just been very choppy, which kind of tells me that maybe today it's better left untouched and just going to keep watching the market. If the setup presents itself, amazing. And usually before a big news event like PMI, FOMC, you don't see a lot of volume because everyone's waiting for the news and see how the market reacts, and then they're going to take their positions, looking at the volume and seeing in what direction the market or how the market reacts to the news, if it's positive or negative. So at this point, I'm just going to wait for the news as well. News comes at about 9:45 New York time, so after the first 15-minute candle drops. So that's where we're at. Getting a lot of wind noise on this microphone. Oh well. And I'm not home today. I'm waiting from someplace else. I'm very glad to be changing my brokerages, going with Funded Next, which allows me to do that straight from anywhere, not have a restricted platform or have a restricted zone. What I do for my compliance is just go to command, go IP config, just to get a screenshot of my Wi-Fi, my connectivity, and I just, as a part of my compliance, just put it in my journaling tool. So I just know that, okay, that was the day I traded with that kind of connectivity. So in case if I'm asked on the day of the payout that, hey, you were trading from an unknown location or something like that, then I have a proof. Also, I'm documenting everything online, so I make sure that I can pull that information. All that, okay, here's me trading live and that sort of stuff. So all that compliance been taken care of. Let's see what today's got to bring. Market opens at about 1 minute. Um, Pretty boring stuff. The huge. Let's see what today's got to bring. Just going to shift the trading view to 15-minute. I'm also going to come in and draw these regions because they're going to come or play at least some part. While we wait for the market to open, I'm just going to come in and draw these. I've been trying to draw them pretty tight, and those tight zones have been working out for me pretty good, pretty good. I might just wait for the first 15-minute to close and wait for the FOMC data. See how we go from there. Definitely not a lot of zones to be drawing here, but I'll do my best. It's not good or bad here, it's just uh, reference points. These zones are a lot more larger than the one below, so it is what it is. I like to keep them consistent, but um, it's been a terrible market, or sorry, my bad. It's been a trendy market, not a terrible market. Because the market's been way better than what it was a couple of months ago. My edge is playing out nicely. I would like to keep it that way. So yeah, that should do. That'll be fine. And just want to calculate the amount of points in between those regions, about 90, 80 points. Pretty good. That's pretty tight. If anything, I would like to even tighten this zone and like to keep it a wick to the body. And that should do. That's the all-time highs. 25,020. Not seeing a lot of volume coming in the first 15 minutes, so it's probably because of the news. We don't know which side it's going to go, and I'm trying to keep it pretty consistent with my zones. Gold pushed higher. A lot of people were bearish on gold, but squeezed everyone yesterday, and I think we're going to 3,900 pretty soon. 3,900s are imminent. I had a feeling that would happen. Not far off. What about 80 points away? And seeing about that little rally, it's been 3660 going to 381. That 200-point rally, roughly 180, 200-point rally. But I'm going to focus on NQ, predominantly MNQs. Let's see how that plays out. These little zones here, they do play a big part. Yesterday when we broke out of that little wedgie, or that resistance zone, whatever you want to call it. First, we had a short here right at the resistance, covered for about 10, 12 points. And once we broke the resistance, I went in. I didn't add to that position. Normally I do. But I just wanted to get that quick cushion up or get that quick profit in, especially on the first days of this funded account. And after giving up so many funded accounts, I realized the reason was because I was very fearful. And challenge stage, I wasn't fearful. I was just taking my setups as they come, and but when it comes to funded status, something changes. If it's the psychology or if it's the urgency that okay, now I'm funded, so I was being a little bit, tad bit more careful. And once you're more careful, you kind of get out of your zone. That's what happened to me, at least. So that was my little diagnosis on what happened, and I'm trying to, or have been trying to fixing that. So far, so good. Just gonna come in and draw the range, the first 15-minute range of the day, the opening range. I'll keep tracking it as we go. But at the moment, looks like there's not a lot of volume to play off of, so pretty tight little zone. Just about 40 points of movement, not a lot. Don't expect too much from today. Just that there's a lot of news that's going to come in, and then ATR, the average true range, is going to expand. Until then, happy days sitting flat. Oh, my mic was just completely mute, and what I was talking about was trying to put those reps in, staying out of the market rep, staying flat rep, you know, from being predominantly a swing trader or someone who looks at it as all quarter, taking up the prop firm challenges and getting in on the intraday action kind of puts you in that mindset that, okay, we start with a clean slate every day. Let's just take some trades and see what prints up and how we end up. But maybe it's a great idea to just not trade for the day or not trade those some hours, and that would massively increase the edge. Looking at my data, that's what I've realized. No action or inaction is actually action when it comes to trading, especially intraday. So getting very close to the news, about 5 minutes before news drops. Currently looks like we're dropping a bit, trying to at least cover all this gap. What I was talking about is usually when market rolls up, we see we will come down and fill this gap. But a little compression at the top is going to give a lot of confidence to the buyers, because their stop losses aren't getting hit. And a lot of the sellers who lost money yesterday, they're going to be coming in aggressive today to make that money back. So all the buyers are not going to hold, like not going to sell, they're going to hold, and all the sellers are going to come in aggressive. So we're going to see some accumulation. But if we actually go and squeeze those shorts, that's why we're going to see some aggressive sellers covering and sellers becoming buyers, and they be getting squeezed out, and we'll see some aggressive buyers getting in too because of FOMO, because they missed on the move yesterday. They know markets are rallying up, so they will buy that dip and hope for it to just rally higher. That's just market psychology as we were talking about. I hope my So I'm just repeating all that because I thought the microphone cut out. So it's all market psychology. That's candle theory. That's just how participants work. It's all motion. People getting greedy. Longs who didn't make money yesterday. People who lost a lot of money yesterday, they're going to come in heavy as shorts trying to make their money today. And we might fill all of this gap down today, or we might not. We might just, as soon as the news hit, see a big bull candle. And like I said, the ATR average true range will expand. Currently, we put about 60 points, 66 points of range in the first 15 minutes, which is not too shabby. I mean, yesterday was an anomaly. It's really consistent buying action, pretty good, but 60 points is not bad. If I can get about 10, 20 point of trade today on 5 micros, that'd be a good win. If I can keep the losses even smaller, 10, 12 points, that'd be an even greater win. So trying to follow the plan. There's definitely more downside at the moment than upside, but we never know. Sometimes you buy high and sell even higher. And I don't want to be the one trying to predict the dip because it could keep going lower, you know, um, because you can just short low and cover even lower. Just want to be part of the trend. Currently looks like it's a little bearish. First bar negative. When it's first bar negative, maybe the second bar is going to be positive, especially in about 15 seconds when news hits. And I might just not trade for the first 5 minutes of the news and let that candle settle or see where that 5 minute ends up. There we go. Seeing some action kick in. Looks like we're just consolidating. We didn't see a big positive bar, so might carry the momentum downstairs. That's just a educated guess. Probability. Could usually should have seen a big pull up. We haven't seen that. We might see some correction from yesterday. Sellers might actually be in control for the moment. So I'm gonna come into my micros. Don't forget that. I was actually in my minis. I would have totally pooched today, but it's okay. Doesn't hurt to just stay out for 4 minutes. If we actually break free from the opening range, I might just go in for shorts, go for those quick 19, 18 points. But I want to see where the candle closes. If it closes in between, then I might not touch it for a bit because it could just chop me out all day. Just keep staying in this range and consolidating in this opening range. But considering we below the overnight range, there is a possibility that we might just keep going lower and revisit 24920 or even 24882, 24881 if buyers can't reclaim 24920. That's the thesis. And if we're actually going that low, that's a healthy 60, 70 point move. Catching 30 points even be a good win. A pretty cool win. So happy to be flat. Feels good. Feels very good. Sometimes when you're out of the position, you can make better decisions because you can see better. Once you're in a position, kind of you get tunnel vision. You don't see the whole picture. Maybe that's just me, but I read a lot of books and they talk about the same thing. And the heat of the moment, you kind of lose perspective. Mike Tyson also said that everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face. So when you see a tick against you, a couple of ticks, or you see stop like market going close to your stop loss, that's kind of getting punched in the face because then you lose all plan. And that's when erratic or irrational decision making follows through, usually. But if that's in check, flat, if you see the market clearly, maybe accepting a loss is much more easier. Accepting a loss should always be easier. It's probability. We don't know if it's going to go up or down. But I know that the times it's going to go in my favor on the right side of the probability. I might win more than I lose more. And at times I might just try to focus on my accuracy. There's only two things you can control at times: accuracy and profit or loss. Rest is up to the market. Accuracy as in when you see price moving against you, just close it in the profit or break even. You know, taking high quality setups, not getting in the middle, not getting chopped out. And profit and loss, that means, getting out of losers quickly, cutting losses short, short and sweet, and letting winners run, letting them play out, and also adding to the winning positions. So you skew the probability curve in your favor. That's what I've at least figured out. Enough of that. See. Market's got in about 5 minutes. I wouldn't mind taking a trade if we actually break out, but we're just hovering right at the lows. This could be the entirety. We actually go lower, I'll short it. This candle actually turns red. I'm shorting it now
Order
anyway.
filled.
I'm seeing the momentum turn. This might break out and might go see that 24910 level. Let's see. I'll go stop break even once we go 10, 20 points in the money and actually let this trade run. But there's good downside or upside if the stock moves downwards. Usually I don't want that big of a stop loss, so I'm just gonna come and put it right above that wick, 15-minute wick. And let's see if we can let this trade play out. This market's looking weak. That's why we're trying to go short. I could have waited for that confirmation. This candle at least closing outside of the opening range, but I'm just going off of a hunch that, okay, market's looking weak. We saw first 3-bar negative. Even after the news, we couldn't push it higher. So the volume or the imbalance has got to go some way, and there's a probability we might go and fill the gap from yesterday, and hence the short. Could easily stop me out and then move lower, but we don't know yet. Look at Dow. Damn. That's a news effect. Might have some effect on NQ and might follow the Dow, but don't know yet. Dow's been pumping, eh? Pretty crazy. At all-time highs. Yep. Very close to hitting the stop loss. Might just do it. I'm gonna shift it a little bit higher. A couple of points is not gonna make a difference for me. I just want to see it play out. And I don't want to get wicked out, so. 5, 6, or 7, 4. That's a pretty hefty stop loss anyway. It's about 40 points, not really. 16 points. Yeah, 16 and a half. That's all right. I thought the average true range would expand, but it hasn't. But if we move to the downside, there will be a big acceleration because all that gap, this is no man's land. Got to come to the next stop, which is 4910. That's the next stop. And considering we're below the overnight range, not a lot of buying action going on. Happy to stay in this trade. Because for anyone watching, put in the chat, what are you trading? Is it NQ? Is it gold? Right, looks like we're trying to flirt with the low of the opening range. See if we can break out of it and close outside. That would be a great sign for the sellers. Definitely flirting with it at the moment. There is some resistance right at 24920. We need to break aggressively or it might just find support. If it's a strong bull trend. But if the fundamentals have changed, we might see a big push down. I'm just trying to be patient. Hasn't been 10 points yet. 56 to 44. Yeah, it's been 10 points, so I can just go ahead and move stop break even, but really don't want to get wicked out, so I'll be a little bit more patient with it. Wait for it to actually drop before I move the stop break even. All right, moving stop break even now. Hoping for a continuation and see if we can roll lower. Looks like we're going to close outside of the opening range. Flirting with it for sure. Seeing some aggressive selling kick in. Nothing too shabby. I want to see a strong couple of negative bars. There were 1E mini, this would have been double. So I said $200 of profit, 250, I would have closed it. I'm just being a little bit more patient because it's micros and I don't want to rack in too much commission and want to let one trade work out perfectly. I also don't want to be too patient before it reverses on me, but just the right amount. Doesn't look too good. There's no man's land. We should be just seeing a big push down. But we're fighting point of control. We need to clear 94938. At least go test that wick. 930 wick. At least once. Even tap would be nice. All right, waiting for that drop. About 1 minute 40 seconds before this 5-minute candle closes. That's the drop. Pretty nice. Very nice. Let's see if we can keep going aggressively. I'm going to expect some price halting at 923. But I also know that sometimes we see these extended moves to go catch these stop loss orders. So I want to stay in it, catch that 24910 right here, somewhere there. We tested that, seeing some support, but I want to see where this candle closes in about 50 seconds. Looks like the intention is we might just go close this gap fill. This is a point where I would add, but I'm not doing it at the moment because market's a tad bit slower. I want this trade to play out. Not a great sign for the buyers. Anybody who bought here, they're under the water. Anybody who bought here yesterday, especially close to the highs here or the overnight range high, that trailing stop loss is going to get hit. Their trailing stop losses are going to be roughly 24890. That's the bigger drop, new 5-minute candle. So that's where the trailing drop um, stop loss is going to be 24901. See if we can get there. If we do, they're going to be phenomenal. But let's see if we can drop even lower. I want an aggressive drop. I don't want something like a consolidation here. I want it to go, baby. Being a tad bit more patient. This new 5-minute candle. Looks like it's going to drop more. Seeing some buying kick in there. No man's land. All right. Maybe patience pays today, or I was about a couple of points getting stopped out, and I was going to manually stop it out in the money, but let's see what happens. Am I being too greedy? Not really. I just want the trade play out because the first time it closed outside of the opening range, so that's a classic breakout trade. But we saw some good support come in that support region. But I'm seeing it being very weak if we close outside, and the next 5-minute candle might actually push it down, and that's what NQ likes to do. We're just creating some range here. That 5-minute range or ATR has increased about 20 points of range in one 5-minute candle. So let's see. I want to be optimistic, but also want to be realistic. I want to see where this candle closes. Right, the new 1-minute just opened. Let's see if we can go lower, drop further. Definitely the ATR has increased. So if we drop, it's going to be a pretty good drop. Just a game of patience. I had a good entry there, so I'm willing to wait. And thinking if I didn't have that stop in the money, I wouldn't be worried. So just trying to save commission, pull the diamond hands, let it play out. Usually I would just get in again and rack in more commissions, but I'm changing it a bit, changing it a touch today. Changing it a bit because I'm sure we can get 300 or 400, squeeze some more out of this trade. And it's going to be one trade mindset today. "40 seconds before this candle closes." It's closing pretty bearish at the moment. Again, the most boring and the exciting part of trading right here. What is it going to be? Is it going to be a trend day, which is a downtrend day? If yes, we're in a good position. That's the new 5 minute. Close outside of the opening range, so it gives some confidence to the sellers. See if we can push it a little bit further. Couple of more drops maybe. That stopped me out. Could have been a $500 trade. I mean, sorry, my bad. $200 trade, but that didn't work out. So
Stop filled.
yeah, market's just rallying. See if we can get a quick scalp.
Order filled.
Playing the range. We're already in between the opening range. See if we can get a quick pump up. I went E-minis on this one. Trying to catch the momentum. That green candle, green bar. And knowing that I could have secured that 200 points and I didn't, it's kind of making me go E-minis, which is not the best practice, but also seeing that, okay, kind of trading in between the opening range now we got in, so there might be a possibility that we go higher. And that was actually the low. Could be wrong. Let's see. Completely slowed down here. Couple more pushes up would be nice.
Stop filled.
Doesn't want to do it. We'll try one step short again.
Order filled.
Let's flip the narrative. Maybe this was a fake out. Had a feeling. Trying to be optimistic. That long. Let's see. Or maybe I'm out of the rhythm for what's going on. And it is a chop day. Either way, I'll know. Drop a little further, that'd be nice. Narrative just shifted. A lot of chop going on at the moment. Could have known, could have secured some of my money there. and kind of they had one of lost $200 on the minis. Not the worst thing, but
Stop filled.
quickly puts me at a $400 loss on the day. That's all right. Looks like I'm losing money both ways, so I'll try one more trade.
Order filled.
See if we can get a nice continuation higher. Wanted to go short, but I'm trying to do opposite of what I want to do. We can get some nice pushes up, that'd be nice. Let's see. Or it's just going to be a chop day. Don't want to be a part of it. Tried our best. Could have turned out a tad bit different, but oh well. That's what you don't want to see. Chop.
Stop filled.
Yep, getting chopped out both ways. So
Order filled.
going long here. Try to do quick scalps. Chopping around. Choppy. Yeah, it's chopping around. Being patient for it to come and at least test the low of that range. Pretty bad compression. Chopping around right at the lows. Not the greatest sign. Just trying to be a bit more patient with it before I pull the plug. Usually looking at somewhere around there. We get there. I don't think we will. Series of some bad decisions. Over leveraging going E-minis when I knew it was going to be a chop day. Not taking the first $200, just reviewing, going through the mindset. And then quick in and outs in a chop session got murdered, both sides. Just want to give this a chance because it's not going lower. We might see consolidation and kind of a little bit of reversal. Price just going up. It's 50-50, but just want to give it that nice risk to reward chance. Actually, no volume at the moment. And sitting at a pretty hefty loss on the day. See if we can flip that.
Order filled.
Getting out there. Could go higher, but it's just shopping around. Don't want to be a part of it, to be honest. I'd be a tad bit more selective with my entries and to keep it one trade. It's already been 5 and trying to get out of the hole that we just created. I'd give a couple of more chances before I get in. Might close the day in about 10 minutes as well. This could have turned out to be a nice profit day. Still happy with it. Keeping the losses small, but could have been way better. Way, way better. Oopsies. Keep the risk consistent now. So we're already on to it.
Order filled.
You can get that little pull up. Negative RR. Not a big fan, but trying to see if we can catch that momentum. Whatever we lost before. Pretty trashy, eh? Trashy action. One of those days, no matter what I do, it's going to turn out bad because it's just very choppy. So it's not the edge, it's the market. Reached, especially after news. I thought volume was going to kick in, but it didn't. So this could still work. There's some volume in the market. I don't want to increase the risk too much. Keep it consistent. $200 loss and see if we can get that run up, or I'll just get stop out
Stop filled.
like so. So we're back to where we were. It's just no matter what I do today, it's going to turn out like this. So it's one of those days.
Order filled. I realized I've gotten very quiet. I was trying to concentrate, trying to get those wicks to see if we can just go and test the wicks. It's terrible. Flirting with the opening range and we're kind of closing out of it. I'm wrong on both sides. I go short, it's going long. If I'm going long, it's going short. So maybe I'm completely out of the rhythm at the moment. And that's just me, system telling me I shouldn't be trading.
Stop filled.
That's a pretty hefty loss even for me. No matter what I do.
Order filled.
So
Order filled.
it's going to be reckoning a lot of commission, not a lot of upside at the moment, I feel like. And I'm a little bit hesitant to play my setups. Like I could have waited for this to go and hit TP, but I didn't. Very hesitant.
Order filled.
Like that one. Should have shorted it. But I went long trying to continue momentum and it's just chopping me out. So that's just a signal for me to stay out of the market. This works great. Doesn't, then oh well, we know. What a day. I didn't want it to be completely raising yesterday's profits, but it is what it is. The market's completely on me. Could have changed that. If we revisit 24970, be good. Won't be bad. So maybe this was a big fake out. Who knows? Just trying to be ruthless because you have to be. I don't have to worry about all my losses if I can have one good risk to reward and I'll make it all back. So that's where I stand currently. Also want to close it here because I know it's been chopping around and we might get a big kill candle, but hey, I'll at least give it some chance because we are in the opening range and we might just rally up. And this is what I'm looking at. At least go test the low of the opening range because we are already in the opening range and we didn't go lower. And this was a big fake out. So that's the trade idea. That's the logic. And we might go test the VWAP now. So staying in it a tad bit longer. Could have been a better day. Just feel tired from then, honestly. Want to be a light, fun, fluffy morning, but it turned out to be pretty choppy right at the bottom. Pretty slow as well. We are seeing some action now, but I just want a good follow through, not something like a chopping around action here. Nothing like that. Giving a couple good pushes up. At least go test the VWAP. $30 before this candle closes. I think way too patient with this one. That's what I didn't want. Completely go capuch on me. Let's see what this candle brings. We get a nice momentum up, especially on the 15-minute. Range bound trade, or we're just gonna trade up here. Come on, we can go test the VWAP. Test if some buyers are there or some sellers come in there. Once we break out of this, VWAP is definitely on the table. Classic NAS. Come on, you can do it. Couple minutes before this candle closes. If I wanted that big of a drawdown, I wouldn't worry too much. This is actually a good trade. That drawdown is just distracting me a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm still adamant holding it. See if we can get to 4970 at least. Quick pull up. Also don't want to be egoistic about it. Doesn't want to do it, then so be it. Our trash market today. 30 seconds before this close. This is what I was talking about. When you're in a trade, you kind of lose perspective. We had the lows. We're in the opening range. There's a probability it might go and revisit the low of the opening range and then might sell off. But right now I'm in a trade and in a drawdown, so I just can't see it clearly. Even that should be an exit for me. So
Right, let's see. A lot of compression. See if this one does it. Still stuck at 24960. Need some good volume printing right now.
Order filled.
I get out there. Just don't feel like it. Still a pretty hefty loss, but hey. Just not a good day on NQ. Anything I feel like shorting it. Don't want to get out of rhythm. Just shorting it because I'm seeing Dow Jones kind of getting peach, so there's a probability might peach here as well. So let's try
Order
doing that.
filled.
See if we can get that quick. Of course, as soon as I get out. What a freaking day. Of course, as soon as I get out, we'll see this. Just being out of the rhythm with NQ today. Whatever worked yesterday is not working right now. So happy to get out of this quick if we get quick pull down. I don't think we'll get it. So no matter what I do, this day is just turning into a big hole. No matter what I do. Today is just turning into a hole.
Stop filled.
There you go. Exactly where we got off. If we look at this day has just been pretty gnarly. Could turn around one trade or so, but I don't see it happening.
Order filled.
Let's see. I'm trying to be too optimistic about today. Bad entries. This could have been a nice short, but just didn't see it that way. It's not continuing momentum. That trade will put me in a serious drawdown for the day. Something I didn't want, but let's see. What a day. I lit it up like Christmas tree again. Something I didn't want to do. I just wanted to go with one trade. I think that what put me on a bad. Yeah. The first trade that I thought, okay, I could have secured that $300 and walked away. Now I'm sitting at about 800 to about $1,000 in loss. So that kind of catapulted everything. And it's just been chopping around. So not a lot of good action and waiting for that nice break out, which it's going to happen. It's just not doing it right now. And I just chopped around too many times because I had a pretty big position sizing and volatility. And it's chopping around.
Stop filled.
Yeah, that's pretty big loss. I'm going to stop trading for the day. See if we can climb back out of it slowly. But thanks everyone for watching. This could have turned out to be way nicer. First trade, a $15 trade was a $300 trade, and that kind of put me in the mood where I increased size. After these couple of losses, I could have decreased size, but then it was just a downhill pattern. And consistent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in a row, getting completely chopped out. Edge just didn't play out. That was me trading for the day. Thank you everyone for watching, and hope to see everyone tomorrow. Cheers.